Okay, guys, it's time to talk about the eighth and final episode of season one of The Mandalorian. I think the best parts of the episode is honestly, I think it taking a deep dive into the Star Wars mythology as well as the Mandalorian's backstory a lot. From just the reveal of, his helmet coming off, just knowing the name. I still even kind of sort of forgot what his name is. It's like some like Bing, I think. And I think understanding how he's a foundling and that he was saved by a Mandalorian, that he was came into a Mandalorian while not being a Mandalorian by birth. I think that aspect was really interesting. I think it's at its best qualities, but it also wraps up the story. Essentially, what is a 8 episode arc, or just a arc of a sort of character that's honestly just beginning, and him getting a jetpack and all these kind of cool moments that you see the Mandalorian go on in this episode. And I think it wraps the show up, or particularly this season, up very nicely with, of course, obviously teasing, further seasons with the Darksaber and Gideon still being alive. And I think that reveal was really a nice and subtle one for people who are diehard Star Wars fans like me, and of course grew up watching the Clone Wars and Rebels, and of course loved the Darksaber. So that was an interesting reveal. And again, I think it does it in a way where you could see where it's going forward, but you're excited for it. And I think I know that I'm talking so highly about teases for season two, but I think that's honestly one of its best qualities. And I think I like that it kind of I like the balance of action and comedy thrown in. Obviously, you got Taika Waititi directing it. Still, you got Jon Favreau writing it, but I think what at a core of it, it really wraps up a season really nicely. But like what you kind of want from a kind of ending of a first season, having a kind of chapter close. And you felt closing moments throughout the whole episode. And I think what it closes a chapter, a part of the Mandalorian's journey nicely, but still is the book's wide open for tens of thousands of possibilities going forward. And I think while it isn't the greatest episode of Mandalorian season one, it is one that I can really appreciate and really invest in. And I think I had a blast the whole time and on my edge of the seat the whole time because, again, like I said, you don't really know these characters. You don't know where they're going. You don't know what's gonna happen. There's twists and turns throughout, and you're on the edge of the seat because you want to. There's so many questions thrown at you at the beginning that get answered at the end, like the origin of Mandalorian, his name, what does he look like under the helmet. And I think the whole scene where he takes off his helmet, I feel like was a little bit not as a rush, but I feel like that's a huge reveal, and I think they just wobbled over it. It was like, okay, he takes off the helmet and cuts to the next scene with the helmet on. So I felt like that's a huge reveal that they kind of wobbled over a little bit. Of course, droid. There was cool droid with IG-11, and then the R2 unit with like the arms and the legs. So it's nice, cool moments in this. But I think that's what I really have to say is that there's cool moments. While not being like the best episode, again, it has its moments to shine. And again, that last 30 seconds ish tease was just enough, to understand that season two is gonna go in new directions, new places, and I can't wait for more seasons. Can't wait for more episodes. Obviously, that'll come in a while. I think, obviously, they just started, probably just started, if not just are gonna start shooting soon. So I think overall, I think it wraps up the season really nicely. Well, I think the ending was pretty abrupt. It was like they just stopped Gideon and it crashed, and then they're like, oh, well, it's over. So I felt that was like, but I understood it. It was fine. So overall, wrapped up the first season really nicely. Answered a lot of the big questions while still leaving some questions to be answered. and following seasons, and of course keeps the conversation going. In a moment. So I think that while it's not the greatest show or greatest season, it is a really nice season, and I can't wait to see where they're going forward. And I think another point to bring up is I like that they're kind of showing it weekly because again it keeps the conversation going. For in a second, making YouTube video. And I think what that really does is it makes it going forward. Again, a conversation because again, keep in mind the first episode aired November 12th, and so what you got to understand is this show has been going on for almost 2 months now, like a month and a half, almost, pretty much. And I think the conversation will continue to be growing and growing because of the teases at the end. And while if it all dropped at once, we could have been done talking about this early December, really. So I really like this whole Mandalorian train. There's so many exciting things I hope to see in season 2. So to be honest, the idea of this Mandalorian show being an amazing show is just beginning. Stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.